3 things that you absolutely do not want to do during Mercury retrograde, especially this Mercury retrograde in Leo from July 18th all the way to August 11th. Because it is during a very sensitive time, which is around August the 8th, which is the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal, this Mercury retrograde is going to be ultra amplifying in terms of being in your reflective energy, being in your healing energy, being in a more pull back energy to figure out who you really are and why you're here and how you can show up and express yourself unapologetically. Now, Mercury retrograde is all about tapping into your communication, tapping into technology, delays, plans, and things can be going a little bit crazy. And I made a separate video on how to navigate this and what this really means. Mercury is the planet of communication. So there's going to be a theme on that. And retrograde is about reflecting on these themes of communication, how you've been showing up and expressing in your life. So these are the 3 things that you absolutely do not want to do during Mercury retrograde if you want to become the best and truest version of yourself. So the first thing that you want to do here, or not do, the first thing that you do not want to do during Mercury retrograde in Leo is to tone down. Okay? And a lot of you guys are watching this right now, you might be an empath or you can resonate with being more introverted or maybe more sensitive to energies, or maybe you resonate with being like a weirdo or like being a little bit woo-woo but like kind of in the closet and you don't feel like you're one of the regular folks, okay? You may feel like a black sheep. So what happened is that when we feel like we are different and we don't belong, we try our best to blend in, okay? And I know I've been doing this my entire life, and let me tell you, it didn't work. You know, I tried to be some toned down, good girl, good Asian girl version of me. I toned down my voice. I looked down. I don't look at people in the eye. I had all these like social anxiety. I wore clothes that made me feel like I, would blend in, and I would do things that are just not true in order to be loved and accepted and tolerated in society. And this is the time where a lot of you guys can be awakening to your higher purpose, because I said during this time, it is overlapping with the 8-8 portal, which I will be hosting an event, so make sure you look out for this, okay? This is the time where you can no longer shut down who you really are. Because Leo the lion is about self-expression. It's about claiming your throne. Lion is a very majestic animal, right? When you see it in the king and the queen area, it's very the lion king energy, right? So this is the time where you do not want to suppress your inner king, your inner queen, your inner radiance, your inner weirdo, your inner childlike energy, for the sake of pleasing other people. So you can be going through a lot of that, okay? And then I made a couple of videos, how to step into your true authentic energy, how to step into your inner child and unleashing him or her. So make sure you watch it on my channel. And the number 2 things that you definitely do not want to do during this Mercury retrograde is to be upset, okay? Is to be upset and being blamey and being complaining. And I know, of course, sometimes in life we get into this mode, and I get it, okay? I'm not judging here, but what I am saying is it's a reactionary thing, right? We were always conditioned to react and not respond. But how the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract. So that's why it's really important for you to take a pause. When someone throws rocks and stones at you, do you want to throw it back? It's like an eye for an eye, and then it keeps on going eye for an eye, eye for an eye, eye for an eye, eye for an eye. You know what I mean? It doesn't stop. It's like, imagine if someone like punches you, and then you're like, oh, F you, I punch you back, and then it keeps on going, right? It's like it continues until something breaks. So this is the time where you're being asked to step into what are some of these reactionary loop that has been happening in your life. And maybe when people upset you, when plans don't go your way, which you can pretty much expect during this time, when your teammate or your team member sent out the wrong email, to people, and when communications are being weird and travel plans being delayed, Do you trust in the higher guidance that you're always being protected, you're always being divinely guided? Or are you going to be a reactionary freak and just get upset and say, woe is me? So this is the time where you want to strengthen your connection, trust, and faith with the higher power, with your God consciousness, with the universe, with the all that is, and knowing that everything is happening for you. So don't react, respond. Respond with love, positivity, gratitude, even when it's hard, okay? Because this is the time where you clarify your character. So you can either keep on being that person who is ungrateful, who is complaining, who is reactionary, who is just this robot, continuing this loop of subconscious negative reaction. Or you can become the best version of you, who see positivity, who see opportunities, who see divine orchestration. This is a practice that only the people who have expanded awareness and a heart of gold can really tap into. So tap into it and really see and experience inner peace within. Okay, tap into this energy of being the calm in the storm, being the calm in the storm. Okay, you can meditate on this, you can tune into this. If you like a meditation, comment below, calm in the storm meditation, and maybe I'll do it for you. Okay, if enough people ask. And number 3, the third thing that you absolutely do not want to do during this Mercury retrograde, so that you can live your truest and most expressed life ever, is this is the time where things can be quite triggering for you, where you can be getting really upset, but not just at things, but at people. People can be showing up or they're acting up. Right? If you're not acting up, other people can be acting up. They can be irritated. They can show some negative trait, or maybe they can get really upset when plans don't go their way. Or maybe someone can totally misinterpret you as a person and misinterpret your text or your message or your intention. And that feels hurtful, and that feels sad, and that can make you sad. So instead of calling them a narcissist, instead of calling them an a-hole, stop calling them whatever names of your choice, that's not really nice. I'd like you to tap into a deeper healing and a deeper truth of why this is coming up right now. Of this person that is upsetting you and showing, the way that they're acting crazy in your life, how might your higher self want to deliver a specific healing message through this person? Maybe it shows that they are reflecting the part of you that you haven't accepted yourself fully. So maybe this person is getting mad at you for being late, okay, because your train is delayed or whatever happens during Mercury retrograde, and they're just acting up, and then you're getting annoyed that they're acting up. But I want you to tap into how many times is it that you get mad when someone is late, when plans don't go your way. So you can only change the outside world by changing within. So remember, before we point the finger, before we get mad at others, before we get really frustrated, look within and ask yourself, do I portray similar traits at different times? Do I have the kindness and the kindness and compassion to forgive myself and accept myself and others? So during this time, try to see other people's craziness in a compassionate eyes, and tap into the Leo, the lion energy, to express yourself in the way that you've never expressed yourself before, because Leo is all about self-expression. It's all about the solar plexus energy. So maybe the past self of you would be so quick to judge someone, and maybe the new version of you is you notice these patterns and you reel it back and you reflect on, why are you attracting people like that in your life? Is there something in you that signals, please walk all over me, please abuse me, please waste my time, please, get mad at me and be petty. Why do you attract these people? So we have to look within in order to stop or change these cycles of, loops that we don't want. Okay? And I know this is something that can feel really deep and, not surface level, but this channel is not really about surface level stuff. This channel is really about helping you tap into your inner sage, your inner self, your true self. And your true self is loving and kind and peaceful and wise. So don't let the world tell you that you're this angry person, you're a reactive person. Don't let the outside world and this, craziness and your upbringing or this conditioning to tell you how to react, how to be nasty, how to be an eye for an eye. And tapping into your heart and know that you're love. You're here to radiate healing. You're here to radiate peace and joy. And that can only come from you cultivating this energy within yourself first and knowing that you create your outside world. If you find this helpful in any way, like this video, let me know what you think below and what you've been experiencing. And remember, I made a separate video on the Mercury Retrograde, so make sure you watch that. It's going to give you more insights. Subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here, and we post every day. So if you liked it, I hope you be a part of our family. This is Tina Wong, and I love you so much.